The West doesn't want Africans on their land and has put rules in place to stop them from finding better opportunities. Talented artists like Kenyan DJ COCO Em and Nigerian singer Yemi Alade have faced visa problems, and many Africans are denied visas. The visa application process is a big hurdle. Africans deal with unfair restrictions, humiliating procedures, and high costs when trying to travel abroad. Meanwhile, Western travelers come to Africa easily. This video reveals the tough realities and biases Africans face and looks at the deeper issues of leadership and development in Africa. And remember, if you enjoy our content, hit subscribe to join the African web and ring the bell icon so you never miss an update. Let's dive in. In December 2022, a talented Kenyan DJ, COCO Em, was all set for the Terra Sagrada Festival in Cape Verde, a trip she'd been excited about for a year. But at the check-in counter in Kenya, she was told she couldn't board her flight unless she bought a return ticket with the same airline. She already had a return ticket with another airline, but that didn't matter. She couldn't even leave her own country. And she's not alone. This is just one of the many stories showing how unfairly Africans are treated when trying to travel to the US and Europe. These discriminatory practices highlight the systemic challenges Africans face in accessing opportunities abroad. In early 2023, Nigerian Afropop star Yemi Alade applied for a Schengen visa but got no response. She was also denied a Canadian visa for the International African Nights Festival. Susan Rousseau, the festival's co-founder, said Yemi was denied due to financial reasons and fears she wouldn't return to Nigeria. This is someone who has toured the world and is a big celebrity. But it all comes down to her African passport. Traveling to or transiting through Europe and the US is tough for Africans because most European countries see us as a risk. To manage that risk, they set strict requirements. For example, the Schengen countries have a common visa policy allowing third country nationals, like Africans, to visit for up to 90 days for tourism or business. But the success rate of getting a Schengen visa depends on the GDP of the applicant's country. The poorer the country, the higher the rejection rate. The top 3 countries with the highest rejection rates are all African: Guinea-Bissau 53%, Senegal 52%, and Nigeria 51%. To get a Schengen visa, you need many documents: bank statements, return flights, accommodation addresses, and travel insurance. The requirements keep changing and getting stricter. African countries rank low on the global passport scale, and with few exceptions, Africans need visas to enter more than 100 countries. This means Africans have to go through lengthy and often frustrating processes just to travel. But when Europeans or Americans travel to Africa, the situation is very different. They often don't need a visa beforehand and can easily get one on arrival at a low cost. They don't need to show bank statements, provide proof of employment, or even have a return ticket. The process is seamless and easy for them. This stark contrast raises an important question. Why do Africans face so many barriers while they travel with such ease? Nigerian writer Elanathan John nailed it in his tweets. He said, "A good African traveler is one who returns quickly. Embassies love them. Good Africans don't move." He added, "It's like a crime for an African to admit they want to move to another country. We have to swear we won't stay, but when a European or American wants to move to Africa, they say it with pride." Africans with African passports are often viewed with suspicion and fear, as if carrying some contagious disease. Africans endure humiliating situations when applying for visas, subjected to stringent scrutiny and excessive demands. Even after obtaining a visa, Africans encounter immigration officers who treat them like criminals, adding insult to injury. Africans understand that Western countries, like the US, have the authority to regulate their borders and control immigration. However, the issue lies in how these countries exploit Africans seeking visas. Africans are subjected to extortionate practices, with exorbitant fees and non-refundable charges, despite slim chances of approval. On February 19th, an Instagram page, Pan-African Lifestyle, shared a video of a Namibian woman outside the US Embassy in Namibia. She accused the embassy of extorting locals by making them pay application fees only to deny them visas without reasonable cause. She said applicants pay 3,600 Namibian dollars, about $200, for the visa, only to be denied at the next counter. "If you see in your system that someone doesn't qualify for the visa, why take their money?" she asked. Another woman in the video said she was denied without being asked any questions. A man who filmed them confirmed it. She paid $3,600 just to be denied again. This is the second time the first woman said, "We thought America was our friend." Look at how Africans are exploited and manipulated. Why would embassies accept our money, knowing full well they won't grant Africans visas? It's unjustifiable. Africans spend hours waiting in line, hoping for a chance, only to be denied for trivial reasons. Some go to extreme lengths, selling their possessions to afford the application fees, only to face rejection. It's downright cruel. If embassies are certain they won't grant visas, why put Africans through this ordeal? Do they even care about the suffering they cause? No, to them, it's just a lucrative business. The admission by the US ambassador to Kenya, Meg Whitman, sheds light on this exploitation. She openly acknowledged that the visa department relies on fees for funding, regardless of the outcome. They prioritize revenue generation over the well-being of Africans. It's a profit-driven approach that disregards the human rights and dignity of countless individuals. The plight of Africans facing such injustice is deeply distressing, and it appears that there are limited avenues for recourse. However, the crux of the matter lies in the fact that Africans wouldn't find themselves compelled to seek better opportunities elsewhere if their home countries were thriving, economically robust, and socially stable. At the heart of this issue lies the culpability of corrupt and self-serving African leaders who have failed to prioritize the well-being and prosperity of their own people. These leaders have consistently neglected their responsibilities to foster development, improve infrastructure, and create conducive environments for growth and progress within their nations. Africa is rich in resources and potential, yet it continues to lag behind due to the mismanagement and exploitation of these assets by a select few. The pervasive culture of corruption, nepotism, and impunity has hindered the continent's advancement and perpetuated cycles of poverty and dependency. It is imperative that Africa undergoes a transformative shift in leadership, one that is characterized by integrity, accountability, and a genuine commitment to serving the interests of the populace. By cultivating a new generation of ethical and visionary leaders, Africa can chart a course towards a brighter future, one where its citizens no longer feel compelled to seek refuge in foreign lands due to lack of opportunities at home. These leaders must prioritize inclusive development, equitable distribution of resources, and the empowerment of marginalized communities. Only then can Africa truly reclaim its dignity, sovereignty, and rightful place on the global stage. As we reflect on the challenges encountered by Africans in pursuit of opportunities abroad, it's crucial to ask ourselves, how can Africans address the systemic injustices perpetuated by visa rejections and exploitation? We discussed the hurdles faced by Africans seeking opportunities abroad, but what steps can be taken to dismantle these barriers? Share your insights in the comments below. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated about the latest developments across Africa.